back everybody, it's Jacob the Skateboard Mentor. And in this video, I'm gonna break down $1 million for you. Because most people, they have that idea of, oh, I wanna be a millionaire. I want $1 million, I wanna be a millionaire. That sounds like a great life. And it's like so far out there where it's like, we have all these millionaires, or how do I be a millionaire? But do you actually know what $1 million is? What it takes you today to make $1 million? And that's what we're gonna learn today. So, first question, do you know how many zeros are in $1 million? Next, we're gonna break this down. 1 million for the year, okay? How much do you have to make a month? You're looking at 83,000. That's a lot of money a month, you might say. How will I ever make $83,333 a month? Well, let's break that down to what it is in a week. 19,230 every week. And lastly, we're gonna do to the day, 2,739 and some change. So why am I doing this? Why did I break down $1 million? Well, I think it's important if you say that you want to be a millionaire, then you understand that $1 million, what is that? That is $83,333 a month. So instead of saying, oh, maybe I want to be a millionaire, you get in the habit of saying, my goal is to make $2,739 today. If I don't make $2,800 today and every day for the next year, I'm not going to break $1 million. Okay? Then you got to realize if you're making $1 million, I don't want to get into taxes, but you're probably going to be taxed 20-40%. So that $1 million is gross. Net is almost going to be half because Uncle Sam needs his portion. But excluding taxes, let's just keep it simple. $1 million is $83,333 a month. What would you need to do? And again, we're tying all of these weeks in. What are your goals? Whether you're trying to sell a product, a service, you want to have the next Gucci line of designer clothing, purses, or you want to own a restaurant or real estate. Whatever your goals are, what I want you to do is figure out what those targets are that you have to do to achieve them, and then how you can sell either yourself every day, a product, a service, something to where it's going to get you closer to that figure. Because if we're making $40,000 a year working at a job we don't like, not happy, uncomfortable, dissatisfied, we can just break this down and say, okay, you know what? I'm gonna start at 40,000. Because we're talking about money, right? There's two things that we need. Money and time. We need those two things. So if leaving your 9-to-5 that's making you 40K can help you have more time to work on your passions, to get you to this figure, 2,800 a day, 20,000 a week, 80,000 a month, and $1 million a year, then why don't we alleviate and see let's break it down even smaller and see what you have to do right now. A possible product, a service, something that you could do to escape your job. Okay, so I'm gonna just do that real quick. Let's say that you're making 40,000. And again, when you're following along with this video, if you have to pause it, pause it. I want you to do this with your numbers now, okay? So we're just gonna base it off of 40,000 a year, 3,333 a month. 770 a week. Now we're looking at numbers that make sense to us, right? That's like, wow, I actually could do that. I am doing that. 150 a day compared to 2,800 is not that bad. You're already making this, but you're spending 8 hours for this, right? This is for 8 hours of labor. If you're a contractor, if you're out working manual labor, or if you're in an office, stuck at a desk, if you have to talk to people, if you're a server and you're running around the restaurant industry, hospitality, and you're constantly dealing with people, and for 8 hours, 10 hours, sometimes more with overtime, just for 40 to 60,000 a year. okay? That's $150 a day. What could you do for someone? Let's just say you want to start a marketing company. You're really good at Facebook advertising, you love graphic design, you know about video editing, you just are skilled in that. You've always wanted to start your marketing agency. What could you start offering to people? You spend 8 hours a day for $150, but what could you be doing like on LinkedIn, maybe doing some outreach and saying, hey, do you need a professional logo built? I'll build you one for 50 bucks. Done in 2 hours. Okay, how many people need a logo? Everyone's a business owner. Everybody's trying to be an entrepreneur and a business owner and successful. Everyone needs, if they're either doing something for themselves, personal brand, or owning a business, they need a logo. Sometimes companies have been around for 30 years and they've got the same logo. I mean, look at some of the restaurants, just the local restaurants in town that have old logos. Go and search for like real estate agents or pick a demographic. We can get into this more later, but pick a demographic and say, I'm gonna target real estate agents in my area or restaurants in a 20-mile radius of where I live. And then you find the contact information on their about page and contact us, or you search the owner and then you go find them on LinkedIn and you send them a message and say, hey, listen, this is what I do. Here's some of my work. And this is an idea that I have for you. And you have a logo that you've already made for them. You say, I think this would look really awesome. Let me know your thoughts and I can have a logo and rebrand your company for $50. And you start doing that and you're doing this outreach. And you can't just expect one person to say yes. I'm talking, you're reaching out to hundreds of people for hoping that 1, 2, 3, a couple of them say yes. But is it worth it for you to be home working on something that you love for less than 8 hours a day at a job you hate, right? Because if you just sold 3 logos a day at $50, that's $150 a day that you made yourself. $10.99, not W-2, you know? And then you have that time, the freedom to do those other things. Say, maybe you start editing videos for your friends. Hey, give me $30 and I'll edit a video for you and your girlfriend. Or, hey, let me do this video advertising for your company. I'll do it for super cheap. I'm starting my marketing agency and I'm just doing it not for the money, for practice. So we'll do it for $40 and you have your video, okay? And you start growing this. But trying to get in your head that you can be doing things that relate to what you want to do that will make you this money. Some people don't even know how much money they make. Whoever, they don't know. They're like, hold on, I have to check. How do you not know? That's what's scary. It's scary to me that so many people don't know what they're making. They're working a third of their life at least, and they have no idea what they're getting for it in return. That's scary. So if you're making $40,000 a year, you better know what you're making to the day, to the week, to the month, and also what your goals are. This is just $1 million. You can see $2,739 a day. The government's taking a portion of that, so you're really not even making that. Cut that in half, okay? And then you should be living off 70% of it, so cut that, take 30% of that away. So now $1 million doesn't seem that far-fetched. It's really $1,000 a day that you're gonna get to keep, to live off of. So with your ideal life, what do those things cost? Because maybe that figure is 10 million, 20 million, 100 million. And what is that to the day, to the month, to the year? So start understanding and realizing that, you have to become clear and dive into the weeds with what you want and what you need out of your life. Because if you don't know what $1 million is a year for the day, for the week, for the month, how do you set targets for yourself to achieve them? You can go around wishing and wanting that you want to make $1 million for the year, but if you don't know that you have to, if you don't hit this number, then you're falling short of your goal. If every day you don't hit 2,739, if at the end of the month you start doing your accounting and your finances and it's not 83,333, you are not on track to $1 million, okay? So this holds you accountable. And this smaller one, breaking it down to whatever you're making, will allow you to say, wow, okay, this is what I do. For example, NESW sells skateboards. How much does a skateboard cost? $65. So how many, if I'm in a job that I don't like and I want to get out of my job, but I know I have to make X amount of dollars to live, right? We did our living expenses. All of this is tying in. So how many skateboards would I have to sell to make $150? Well, it's like 2 point something. You can't sell 0.4 of a skateboard, so 3 skateboards a day, $180. And then you have to take in, that's revenue. What is it for, net income? So maybe I have to double that and say 6 skateboards a day. What will it take for me to sell 6 skateboards a day? Maybe I have to invest in Facebook advertising. Well, how many ads am I gonna run and how long am I gonna run it for and what's that gonna cost me? Maybe I'm gonna have to put out flyers or set up a booth at the skate park. So it's gonna cost me my time. So you just, you can go through and dive really deep into the weeds here, but that's what's important. If you're not diving into the weeds for your own goals and your own life, how do you expect to get there? You have to be a master of your own destiny. Your life will not change unless you start figuring out, what is it gonna take to get me out of this rut? How can I get out of here? So don't move on until you have this down with what you make to the day. And then I want you to fill out the assignment of, okay, I make this much a day. So what will it take for me to leave my job? What will I have to do? What is a product or a service that I could start doing now to where I can leave my 9 to 5, to where I can get out of this rut of job security and into financial freedom, okay? So take your time, understand it, focus on what you want, what you need for your ideal life, break it down, and start understanding what the figures are. If you don't know your numbers, then you're just that much further behind than the guy that does.